For some show papers, whatever it is, yes, just share it. Okay. I know that you are not allowed to take the structured paper home, but whatever the papers you have, like MCQ or essay, just share it in the group. Eto exams are in anything else? Nothing? Let's, I think, start. What did we do the last day? Did we finish the waves lesson? I think we have ultrasound, no? Can somebody quickly clarify, please? Fast, fast, fast. Yes, we have ultrasound. Okay. Okay. So did I send you the biological processes note? No? What?
Yes, Risha, no, you didn't send.
I didn't send, ne? Okay, I thought I did. I think we'll start the class by sending the note because in case I forget it again, but other acids, bases and salts karam, it's just a 1 day lesson. But since we're doing waves also, acid, bases and salts, that, that is the 7th lesson. It's not a very short lesson, but it's quite a short lesson. Waves, light wage godak diga lesson ekak neme. So reki vara karla api biological processes walte yamu. Give me a second. Let me send you the note right away to the group. Vihan, are you in the group now? I heard you faced a small issue
Yes,
regarding
did.
joining the classes, but you're in the group. No, okay. Did you receive
Yes,
previous recordings?
yes, did.
Okay, great. Did you watch them?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's great. I shall share the note. 1 second. Let me find it. Okay, so this is the note. May note a seminar. In the last batch, we did this lesson as a part of a seminar. Okay, that is why there's a cover page and there's a back page. But nevertheless, we can use it. It's the same note. And as I previously said, Lama, we have 5 systems. I last week another quiz again. I did the quiz, no. Not for you, not for you. Right. Yes, we are having the quiz today, definitely. Once we are done with waves, we'll do the quiz. The questions are all ready. Okay. Last week, I think we had a problem with the quiz situation. Okay, no problem. We'll do it today. Hari. What was I saying? Yes, in the biological processes, which is the 6th lesson, there are 5 systems, right? Digestion, respiration, excretion, blood circulation, and coordination. Okay. So we are going to we'll have to take about a month for this lesson. We'll try to do as fast as we can because thankfully we have a note. It's a PDF big guy because it's obviously a big lesson. What I would suggest is just take the entire printout at the same time because that is easier. But if you want to system by system printouts katara kamak nahe, but ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපිට 3 weeks 4 weeks වගේ යනවා lesson එකට, right? Just giving you a little heads up. Yeah, let's start. Let me get the waves note. We finished pitch, loudness, quality of sound. Then users of ultrasound also we did, no? No. We did a sonar system, right, Lamai? We did the sonar system, no? एक मिनट किया ना Lamai? Yes. Then did we talk about the other users? Our ultrasound spectacles, internal organs. Page 17. All right, great. That's exactly what.
We have to study today that one, teacher.
17, page 17. Right, I shall share the screen. All right. Last week, we did a question also regarding the sonar system. And I will do a little bit about the sonar system again. So as we said, when we take ships don't just travel in the coastal sea, right? Coastal sea එක කියන්නේ land එකට ළඟ sea එක. හැබැයි ඒ විතරක් නෙවෙයි. When you take ships, different sorts like passenger ships or cargo ships, they travel long distances. And they travel in areas where like the sea is very deep. The ocean is very deep. So certain times they have the need to check the depth of the ocean. And that is why we use the sonar system. Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging. ඉතින් මොකද්ද කරන්නේ ship එකේ යට sonar gadget එක ගහලා තියෙනවා. In the sonar system there are two main parts. There's the transmitter and there's the detector. So what happens is that transmitter sends the signal. And that signal will travel to the bottom of the sea. And it will strike on the bottom and will get reflected back. Those reflected ultrasound waves will be captured by the detector. Detector का तेने ship पे के में तमाय transmitter detector देखो में ship पे के transmitter के waves जाना hits on the bottom of the sea and then will get reflected back. Those reflected rays will be caught by the detector, and they are going to measure the time taken for that. හරිද? ඊළඟට මොකද කරන්නේ? We already know the speed of sound in seawater. It's a known value, that is 1500 ms minus 1. So we know speed d equals distance over time. So speed is 1500, distance is that is what we want to find. Time is 4 seconds. According to this question, apparently it took 4 seconds. Distance again 6000 meters. So this distance is depth you divide 6000 by 2, you get 3000. That's the depth of the sea at that particular location. So this is where we stopped last day. We already discussed this last day. Any questions? Is that clear up to that point? Others? Savinu, Rashmika, Ashrita, Vihan, Yashoda, give me a thumbs up if it's clear. Okay. Then let's move on to the second use. Okay. Then let's move on to the second use. So second use is ultrasound spectacles worn by blind people. Ogalanda matakada lamai how bat travels during the night. Do you all remember that? We did it last week, I think. Do you all remember how bats travel at night? Can somebody tell me? You can even put in the chat box or you can unmute and tell me. In your own words.
While they're flying at night, they send ultrasound and ultrasound waves. So if they find an obstacle, the ultrasound will reflect back.
Yes. And they will sense the reflected ultrasound waves. Then they know reflect una can is obstacle because if there was no obstacle, the ultrasound waves will just go and will not get reflected back. Good. That is correct. In the chat box also I got answers. Good lama, yeah. Etakota, the same thing happens in the ultrasound spectacles. So in the ultrasound spectacles, blind people cannot see, they don't have vision, so they wear these ultrasound spectacles, right? And then what happens is the spectacles releases ultrasound waves. And when they release ultrasound waves, if there's an obstacle at the front, when those ultrasound waves strike on the obstacle, they will get reflected back. A reflect වෙන ටික අල්ලගන්න ස්පෙක්ටකල් එකේ ඩිටෙක්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. සෝනායක වගේම පොඩි මිනි සිස්ටම් එකක්. So ඒක reflect වෙන ටික ඩිටෙක්ට් කරාම ටක් ගාලා ටික් ටික් හරි beep beep or vibration එකක් හරි මොකද එනවා ස්පෙක්ටකල් එකේ. Then the blind person knows there's an obstacle at the front, so maybe I need to dodge that, right? So that is how it happens. So more or less it's the same thing. සෝනායක වගේම තමයි. There's a transmitter which sends ultrasound waves. If there's an obstacle, they will get reflected back. There will be a detector to catch that. So if any ultrasound waves are getting reflected back, there will be a vibration or like a little beep or something like that. Then that particular person knows that, මෙතන obstacle එකක්. එහෙනම් මම මේ path එකේ හරිය ගිහලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. I have to change direction or something like that. Okay. Then to examine internal organs of the human body. This is a very famous application of ultrasound waves. So in pregnant mothers, right? In pregnant mothers, they do scans. ඔයගොල්ලන් දැකලා තියෙනවද videos වල? හරි. Maybe if you have a sibling, if you have been to a scan with your mother, or like in a video or a movie or somewhere, have you seen pregnant mothers getting ultrasound scans? Yes. එතකොට දැන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ගත්තොත් remember one, yeah, in movies also, yes. So one day one of you asked which scan is the most risky, which one is the safest one. Sorry, last week so we were talking about like the safety and the situation with all these scans. So one of the safest scans is actually the ultrasound scan, right? Is ultrasound an electromagnetic wave? Give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry. So anyways, ultrasound scans are one of the safest scans. So yes, my question was, is ultrasound waves an electromagnetic wave? Ultrasound waves, ultrasound scan, is it, or ultrasound waves? Are they electromagnetic waves? If you say yes, you can give me a thumbs up. No, now you can give me a thumbs down. Easiest way. Miheli, Risindi, Ashwita, Mayumdi. Okay. Metni says no. Yashoda says yes. Kwanitaya. Savinu, Rashmika, Vihan, Metna, Ashwita. Ashwita said yes. No, okay. Tinura says no. Metna says no. Savinu says yes. 50-50 දෙපැත්තට ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Some of you say ultrasound waves are an electromagnetic wave. Some of you say it's not. Who is right? දැන් ඔන්න ඔයගලන්ට පොඩි දෙයක් අමතක වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Ultrasound waves are sound waves, right? Are they? Ultrasound waves are sound waves. The only difference is that sound waves with a higher frequency. Sound mein thamai. Sound mai, but if that particular sound wave has a frequency that is above 20,000 hertz, we call it an ultrasound wave. But ultrasound කියන්නේ sound mein thamai. And sound is a longitudinal wave. Longitudinal කියන්නේ mechanical wave එක. Mechanical and electromagnetic are two different waves. So ultrasound waves are not electromagnetic waves. Good that all of you answered. I want you all to answer. Then we can have a discussion. Then a ප්‍රශ්න අපක හොඳයිනේ. එතකොට ඔයගලන්ගේ තිබ්බ misunderstandings clear වුණා. Right? Ultrasound කියන්නේ sound ම තමයි just with a higher frequency. And we know sound is a longitudinal wave. And longitudinal waves are mechanical waves. Mechanical waves, yes, they require a material medium. But electromagnetic waves are a material medium. So mechanical and electromagnetic are completely different. Huh? Is that clear to all of you? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Good. If you have questions, ask. Huh? Vihan, since it's your first day, usually most of the questions, like yes or no, you can just give a thumbs up if you understood. And if you didn't understand, you can just let me know. Either you can unmute or put in the chat box, okay? All right. Okay, so coming back to this, Hari. Ultrasound waves, pregnant mother ge stomach ke then I mean womb එක කියන්නේ stomach එක area එකනේ swell වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. So එතකොට ඒකේ gel එකක් ගන්නවා. Gel එකක් ගහලා තමයි මෙහෙම scan එක යවන්නේ. There's a scanning rod වගේ. ඒකෙන් තමයි ultrasound waves යවන්නේ. So එතකොට මෙන්න මෙහෙම තමයි scan picture එක එන්නේ. So during the pregnancy period, which is about 9 months, how the child is developing, how the baby or the fetus is developing, is the direction right? Evath are important. Orient vela tiyene kommada oluwa me patarada evath are important. So eva okkoma balane ultrasound scan එකෙන්. So ultrasound waves are emitted by an ultrasound transmitter on the chest of a patient. So this is not just for pregnant, again, internal organs of the human body. So even heart එකටත් අපිට බලන්න පුළුවන්. Pregnant mothers ගේ විතරක් නෙවෙයි heart එකටත් බලන්න පුළුවන්. So chest of a patient to see the inner walls of the heart. Again, heart එකේ conditions බලන්න පුළුවන්, right? Using this reflected wave, information about the volume of blood sent out by the heart, size of the heart, and pulse rate can be determined. This can also be used to observe the womb and the condition of the fetus inside the womb of a pregnant mother. Okay. Then to treat diseases. Now, the bladder stones. In
Teacher,
English,
like they do ultrasound therapy or something for cancer patients, right?
yes, ultrasound therapy. But again, summoning cancer early stages, they do ultrasound therapy because ultrasounds also have a little bit of a distraction. Because of the high frequency, it can sometimes destroy things. Like for an example, now we are about to discuss bladder stones. Right? So, evage cancer cells destroy karana puluwa. Early stages, it's possible. Yes. But later stages, like stage 4 again, ultrasound therapy is not very effective. Okay. So have you heard of bladder stones? In Sinhala, we call it gal kiyala kyanne goda. Like wakugadu wala gal em kiyala kyanne. Just in stones ke negam single gal kiyala tamai kyanne. Normal vocabulary ke. So etakota oy kidney stones kiyala kyanne godak velawata if you like if you want to urinate but you're not urinating. Like for an example, let's say kammeli in the washroom. Ema on tarang cases. So sometimes you want to pee but you're not going to the washroom because you're just lazy. Or sometimes because of work or samadang back in my school days there was this particular kid eyaට kidney stones hadunne hai but risk එකක් තියෙනවා එයාගේ උනේ she doesn't like to go to the school washroom because like she's like germophobic. So like at a product germs she's always using sanitizer and wet tissues and all that. So since the school washroom is obviously used by everybody, it's not like always 100% hygienic. So she doesn't go to the washroom, the school washroom. So during the entire 6-7 hours that she's in the school, ඒ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් උදේ 7:00ට ස්කූල් පටන් ගන්නවා කියන්නේ ගෙදරින් 6:00ට left වුණා කියමු. Then 1:30 school is over, ගෙදරට 2:30 කියමුකෝ. So from 6:30 to 2:30 එයා urinate කරන්නේ නැහැ. එයා washroom යන්නේ නැහැ. So ඊට පස්සේ ආර වෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආව ඒක හින්දා, but it's not kidney stones. I can't remember, but I do remember that she got medication for something. But ඒ වගේ දිගටම වුණොත් එහෙම kidney stones වලට යනවා. I don't think she got that, but yes, that was a problem. So ඒක එකක් අර සමහර අයගේ හිතන්නක job එකේ always if they're on the move, if they're always busy, they don't urinate, and also there are like other causes, the diet and all that, they also can cause kidney stones. So kidney stones can be calcium oxalate crystals, right? Calcium oxalate කියලා chemical එකක් තියෙන ඒකෙන් තමයි crystals හැදෙන්නේ. Those are stones. So what we do is we send ultrasound waves at a high frequency. Ultrasound waves are at high frequency ඒවා යවනවා stones තියෙන තැනට. When the ultrasound waves hit on the stones will be blasted, broken, right? So ultrasound waves are sent to places where bladder stones are and they are blasted. This technology is called lithotripsy. Lithotripsy, that's the exact word. Now remember that. Then, fifth one, to detect dangerous air gaps and fractures in solid components in airplanes. High frequency ultrasound waves do not enter air after traveling through a solid medium. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Ultrasound waves වලත්, now ultrasound means any sound wave that is above 20,000 hertz, right? ඒකෙත් ගොඩක් high frequencies like let's say 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 ඒ වගේ high frequency ultrasound waves ගත්තොත් when they go through a solid, they will not go back to air. Did you get it? Like solid medium එකක අපේ ultrasound, high frequency ultrasound waves යවුවම they will go through the solid. But if there is a gas medium in the middle, they will not go to the gas medium, they will stop there. Right? That is a characteristic of high frequency ultrasound waves. So this is actually very useful thing. ඒගොල්ලන් මොකද කරන්නේ? airplane structure එක ගත්තාම එක තැනකින් they send a high frequency ultrasound waves. කියන්නේ airplane එකේ wall එකට, right? එතකොට උන high frequency ultrasound waves මෙහෙම යනවා. ගිහිල්ලා ඒගොල්ලන් අනිත් පැත්තෙන් detect එකට බලනවා ඔන්න එනවද කියලා. frequency මේ ultrasound waves ටික. එනවා කියලා කියන්නේ this has traveled through the solid wall. That means there are no air gaps or fractures or anything. But when you send ultrasound waves from one end, but from the other end, if the detector is not receiving any ultrasound waves, that means there is an air gap. කොහේ හරි පොඩි fracture එකක් තියෙනවා. You know, aeroplanes and submarines are very sensitive modes of travel, right? So if there are like air gaps වගේ තියෙනවා කියන්නේ ඉවරයි. But of course, they make up මෙච්චර simple කතා කරාට it's a very high-end technology that they use. They're very advanced technology, okay? If an ultrasound wave traveling in a solid comes across an air gap, the wave doesn't penetrate through the air gap. So එහා පැත්තෙන් එන්නේ නැහැ කියන්නේ ආයෙත් දන්නවා අර පැත්තෙන් ultrasound wave එක එව්වා හැබැයි මට ආවේ නැහැ. කියන්නේ මැද කොහේ හරි air gap එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා ඒගොල්ලන් ඒකෙන් understand කරගන්න. Okay. So those are the uses of ultrasound waves. To find the depth of the sea through the sonar system. Then for ultrasound spectacles. Then to examine internal organs like the heart, then the womb and the growing fetus. Then to treat diseases like lithotripsy. Then to detect dangerous air gaps and fractures in airplanes. Okay. Is that clear, Lama, up to that point? අපි waves ඉවර කරපු ගමන් quiz එකට යනවා.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So I want all of you to be there, okay? Quiz එකට absent වෙන්න බෑ. Absent වෙනවා නම් I need a proper reason for that. මොකද quizzes වල marks මම consider කරනවා කියලා ඔයගන්ට කිව්වනේ නේ. I'm going to consider it very seriously and I'm going to see how you perform. What lessons did I say I will give you?
First and second lesson, teacher.
First and wait. Mixtures නෙවෙයිද?
No.
1 second.
Photosynthesis and
Living
living tissues.
Okay, okay. Photosynthesis and living tissues, that's all good. Hari. So then we are moving to the last part. Let's quickly get this over with. Then let's try one question from the exercise and then we are straight away going to the quiz. Okay. Hari. Then musical instruments. Sounds can be pleasant or unpleasant. So, okay. Anyone who's doing Western music? Or Eastern music? Music කරන කටින් or the aesthetic subject එකක් විදියට? Anyone else? Only Mihail is doing music. When a bane. No? What are you all doing for aesthetic subjects?
English literature.
English literature. Then others? Who's doing English literature? Just curious. Alama? Who's doing English literature? Who's doing dancing? Okay. So what are the others doing then? Dance it up drama තියෙනවානේ. Drama, who's doing drama? Okay. Anyways. So sounds can be pleasant and unpleasant, right? Pleasant sound තමයි අපි හරිම කියන්නේ, you know, like all the අපි pleasant singer again මිහිරි කියලා නේ. It's nice to listen to them. Like when you play an instrument nicely, it's nice. It's a pleasant sound. When you go out, let's say in the morning with the morning breeze and the wind, you can see the rustling of leaves. That's quite a nice sound. Then what else? When like sing karna, that's a pleasant sound. Then what are unpleasant sounds? Unpleasant sounds, again, for an example, if somebody is shouting, or like when all these heavy vehicles are moving on the road, again, unpleasant. So machinery welling and unpleasant. So we call them noise. Okay. So the difference between now, we are not doing music now. Here we are learning about waves, right? So pleasant sounds and unpleasant sounds are different. In pleasant sounds, they show a repeating pattern. හැමලේම එක pattern එකක් repeat වෙන එක්ක මෙහෙම. Like this. මේ වගේ කතර නෙමෙයි but ලස්සනට එකම pattern එක repeat වෙනවා. Or if you take something like this. Like this same pattern is repeating. Or something like this. ලස්සන වෙන්න ඕනේ wave එක, but it has to be a repeating pattern. We call it periodic vibrations. ඒ වගේ තමයි හැමලේම musical pleasant sounds in a waves. When you hear a pleasant sound, if you connect it to a cathode ray oscilloscope, you can see like always repeating patterns. But unpleasant sounds, they do not show a repeating pattern. Right? So those are what we call noise, so unpleasant sounds. So there are three main types of musical instruments. Three main types. String instruments, where like all the strings are used. Percussion instruments and wind instruments. Okay, let's talk about each and every one. Let's quickly do this. String instruments, sound is generated by vibrating a stretched string. So anybody who's playing guitar or violin or sitar, cello, එවගේ මොනාරි play කරන කවුරු ඉන්නවද? Guitar වගේ නම් ගොඩක් අය play කරනවානේ. This kind of quite common, I feel like. Anybody who's playing guitar or violin? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Anyone else? Heartbeat is a pleasant sound, yes. Generally, it's a pleasant sound. Again, resting it's a pleasant sound. There's nothing particularly unpleasant about it. But hitan rest karna, I do know. I
Palpitation.
rest karna, I do know.
But it's a little bit serious sound, right?
Yes. Yes, but still there's a repeating pattern. But we can't really consider it as a noise, no? It may not be the most pleasant, but it's also not a noise. There's a repeating, the resting nang, there's a repeating pattern. But if you're resting, running, then it's a little off. But generally, we don't consider heartbeat as a noise. So we can say there's a repeating pattern. ඔයගොල්ලන් chat box එකේ දාලානේ ඔයගොල්ලන් කරන මේ aesthetic subjects. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, good. So there are some of you playing guitar and violin. So you know that there is a string, right? So whenever we produce a sound, we are vibrating the string that is stretched, right? So examples are violin, sitar, guitar, cello, viola, banjo. I cello dala eka kapanna. So, okay, frequency of sound generated depends on the following factors. Length of the vibrating sound. So this is important. How do we control the length of the vibrating sound? දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම ගිටාර් එකක් හරි. ගිටාර් එක හිතන්න මෙහෙම තියනවා කියලා ස්ට්‍රින්ග්ස් හතරක් තියෙනවානේ. අපි මේ පැත්තෙන් vibrate කරනකොට මේ පැත්තෙන් we are holding different strings, right? මෙම strings මේ පැත්තෙන් එහෙම එකක් විදිහට අල්ලනවානේ. එතන තද කරනවා කියන්නේ we are controlling the length of the vibrating part, right? So if I'm holding the string here, that means only this part is vibrating. If I'm holding the string here, that means only this part is vibrating. Okay? Likewise, මේ පැත්තෙන් අපි play කරද්දි මේ පැත්තෙන් අපි එක එක strings hold කරනවා. So that means we are controlling the length of the part of the string that is vibrating. Because that is very important, that determines the frequency of the sound generated. Then tension of the string. String එකේ tension එක අපි control කරන්නේ. Can you see like these knobs here? This is a sitar. This is a guitar. Then, sorry, this is a guitar. This is a violin. Nah? Anyways, can you see all these knobs, lamai? May knobs api thada karana puluwan, loose karana puluwan, right? From that only we control the tension. If we if we rotate it to a certain direction, the string will be a little too tight, right? And if we rotate it to the other way, the string will be loose. So depending on the tension, the sound generated will be different. Mass of a unit length of the string. So if any of you are playing the guitar, which some of you said that you are playing, have you noticed that the 4 strings are 4 different thicknesses? Have you noticed that? Even if you're not playing, you may have noticed that if you have seen somebody else play.
In guitar, yes, station.
Yes. So that is, thickness is different means mass of a unit length is also different. Okay. 1 centimeter now, strings are 1 centimeter many masses. So that is also different. Without drinking more. Bladder stones, bladder stones, that is very true. Not just postponing urination, but if you don't drink enough water, you get bladder stones. Try to measure. Always keep a bottle with you. Better to use like a glass, or a glass is difficult to use. So stainless steel use Mamat the medla use plastic bottle, but it's not very good to use plastic. But always like measure the amount of water that you're consuming in a day, so that you could have an idea. My example, it's not relevant to string instruments, but it's something I think will be useful for your life as well. I'm somebody who always carries a water bottle. Without a water bottle, මගේ ඔළුව වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. කියන්නේ මට අමාරුයි කිසිම දෙයක් කරගන්න. I can't even focus if I don't see a water bottle next to me. So I have that situation. Even inside my own home, මම එක room එකකින් තව room එකකට ගියත් මම මගේ water bottle එක අරන් යනවා. I'm that obsessed with my water bottle. But one day I tried to measure how frequently I drink water, and I realized even though I carry my water bottle like it's my prized possession, I don't drink enough water. මම දැන් හැමෝම කියන්නේ මම හොඳට වතුර බොනවානේ මේ වතුර බෝතලේ යන තැන අරන් යනවා. මමත් හිතන් ඉන්නේ එමය. මම කාමරේ තව කාමරේට ගියත් වතුර බෝතලේ අරගෙන යන්නේ. ඒතර මගේ ඔළුවේම හැදෙනවා අයිඩියා එකක් මම හොඳට වතුර බොනවා කියලා. හැබැයි මම දවසක් නිකමට මොකද මේ to be very honest with I noticed that my urine was very concentrated. Because when your urine is very concentrated, it's not just the color, right? It's also like quite irritating. You feel it, right? It's nothing to be embarrassed about, right? So sometimes you also may feel it when you don't drink enough water. So pretty acidic gatiyak wage daneno. When you're urinating, it kind of you feel the irritation. So when I noticed that, I was a little concerned. So before going to a doctor, I tried to check if I'm actually drinking enough water. බලනකොට මම වතුර බොන්නේ නැහැ. මගේ බෝතලේ ළඟ තියෙනවා. මම හැමතැනම යන තැන washroom එක නරන් යන්නේ. But wherever I'm going, I'm carrying my water bottle, but I'm not drinking enough water. So එහෙම ඒවා තියෙනවා. Okay. So it's not just having a water bottle. Make sure that you drink water. So මුල කාලේ if you are not usually drinking enough water, like me, මුල කාලේ එක habit එකක් කරගන්න හොඳ විදිහ තමයි measure කරන්න. මම කරන්නේ මම කොහොමද දැන් තාමත් වතුර බෝතලේ අරගෙන තමයි යන්නේ යන තැන්වල. හැබැයි මම දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ let's say මම දැන් ගෙදර මෙතන ඉන්නවා කියලා water bottle එක ළඟ තියදී I keep like a glass or something. එතකොට මම හැමලෙම glass එක refill කරනවා. එතකොට අර water bottle එකක් වගේ නෙවෙයි glass එකකින් වතුර හොඳට පේනවනේ. so එතකොට පේනකොටම අර බොනවා ඒ වගේ පොඩි මගේ කියන්නේ මම ඔළුවෙන් හදාගත්ත දෙයක්. and මම කොච්චර glasses ගානක් හරි mugs ගානක් හරි බොනවාද කියලා මම මේ බලනවා හැමදාම. So it's very important because වතුර බොන්න නැති වුණාම ඒක මගේ මුළු body එකටම ඒක හරි අමාරුයි. Because I get acne, I feel it a lot. I get acne, I get dry skin, urinate කරද්දී ප්‍රශ්න, ඊට පස්සේ bloat වෙනවා. එහෙම ගොඩාක් අර මට කියන්නේ feel වෙන notice වෙන visible දේවල් ගොඩාක් වෙනවා. So එහෙම වෙච්ච ගමන් මට තේරෙනවා වතුර බීලා නැහැ. headache එනවා, right? So ekahinda water is so underrated, na? So please drink your water. It's very important. I can't even sleep without my water. Yes. Rat nida ගන්නකොට මේ අනිවාර්යෙන් water bottle එක ළඟ තියාගන්න. Bottle or glass or something. Yes. You saw in the videos. Yes, I always carry the bottle. දැන් හැබැයි මට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ දැන් මේ I had a stainless steel bottle but I lost it. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ ගෙදරම තිබ්බ තව plastic bottle එකක් තමයි use කරන්නේ. It's a 2-liter bottle. It's very like sufficient water, but still it's plastic. So I'm going to switch to like a stainless steel bottle because glass is obviously too difficult to maintain. But I have to find a proper stainless steel bottle with like a good capacity, like 1 liter ටිකක් මදි වගේනේ 2 liters වගේවත් තියෙනවා නම් good. Anyhow, සමහර ලාට එහෙම දේවලුත් තියෙනවා. ඔයා හිතන් ඉන්නවා වතුර බොනවා කියලා බට ඇත්තටම බොන්නේ. So just letting you know, maybe you could have such a problem. Okay, anyways. So that is about string instruments. Coming back to the lesson. It's about string instruments. Now, percussion instruments. Percussion instruments කියලා කියන්නේ any instrument where a sound is generated by vibrating a stretched membrane. Stretched membrane එකක් vibrate වෙලා sound generate වෙන්නේ මොන වගේ instruments වලද? By vibrating a stretched membrane. Like, can you give me some examples? Good. Others? Others? Okay, good. Right. Drums. Yak bere, udakia, tamatama, atrabana, xylophone wala nang stretch membrane ekak naha ne. Drums, yes. Drums, correct. Xylophone එකේ තියෙන metal plate එකක් නේ. The question was, what are the musical instruments where a sound is generated by vibrating a stretch membrane? So, simplest example is drums. Any type of a drum, right? Bass drum. Yes, Sashita. Yes, Ashwita.
No, I told tabla.
Yes, tabla. Then udakia, yakberea, gataberea, all these are rabana, atrabana, ඒවා ඔක්කොම හරි. Drums වගේ තියෙන ඕන එකක් හරි. Stretch membrane එකක් නේ. ආයේ මොකද්ද? Metal rods. මේකේ road නෙවෙයි rods. Can you please correct that? ඊයේ couple S එකක් දාගන්න. Metal rods. Now for metal rods, we can take like metal rods or metal plates that අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් xylophone, even the piano එකේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ළමයි මේ පොඩි typing errors ටිකක් තියෙනවා මේක metal rods or metal plates. Please change those typos. So xylophone, piano, organ ඒ ඔක්කොගෙම වැඩ කරන්නේ metal plates and metal rods. Okay. Okay. Now examples are what we just talked about here. We have all these examples given. Now we are going to see what are the factors which determine the frequency or the pitch. එකක් තමයි area of the membrane of the or the metal plate, right? ඒ කියන්නේ xylophone එක නම් xylophone is a metal plate නේ. එයාගේ area එක. If it's a rabana hari drum එකේ hari මොකේ hari area එක, right? Then tension of the membrane. Tension of the membrane, have you seen like if you take a rabana, any kind of a drum like rabana hari, udakia hari, like tabla or bass drum or whatever, me raum තියනකොට ඒ රවුමේ there are like small knobs වගේ where you can tighten or loosen.
Increase it is used to increase the tension.
Yes, to increase or decrease the tension. So sometimes, especially I have seen this in a video, not in real life. Real life में होगे आपे दक्षिण हरी हमारे अध काले औरदू काले पे हमें रबंग गाने का. Yes, Ashita.
Like in temples, in chorals, they play, and like if they want to change the sound that will be emitted, they like increase or decrease the notes that they have fixed to the
yes.
Like
to kind of like to tune ne tune rabana. Yes. So අර මම දැකලා තියෙනවා මේ ළඟදී නෙවෙයි ඉස්සර කාලේ කියන්නේ like maybe 10-15 years back පොඩි කාලේ there was this අවුරුදු documentary or like it's like a short film I think. මට හොඳට දැන් ඒක මේ මැවිලා පේනවා මේ ඒගොල්ලන් අවුරුද්දට කලින් because අවුරුදු කාලේ රබන් ගහනවානේ දැන් වැඩි රබන් ගහන්නේ නැහැනේ. ඔය TV එකේ පෙන්නන අවුරුදු උත්සවවල වගේ තමයි පෙන්නන්නේ but දැන් නම් ඒවත් පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැනේ like I usually don't watch TV because I don't like most of the local channels and what they show. I feel like it's not good. It's not good quality. But ළඟදී නිකන් මේ TV බලනකොට මේ පාර අවුරුද්දේ ගිය පාර අවුරුද්දේ I saw this අවුරුදු උත්සව where like there were so many celebrities who have come. It was like a famous channel and it was crazy. It was not an අවුරුදු උත්සවය. So ඒක අර tradition එහෙම අවුරුදු උත්සව ආවේ මට මතකයි පොඩි කාලේම නම් TV එකේ යනවා ගොඩක් අවුරුදු related programs but I think I don't know it's just my personal opinion in recent days, all these Urdu Utsav and Urdu programs on TV are very cringe and doesn't add any value to the concept of Urdu, right? But ඉස්සරේම TV එක යන හරිම හොඳ programs ඔය රබන් ගහන ඒවා ඊපස්සේ මම ඒ බලපු මේ short film එකේ මට හොඳ කියන්නේ දැන් බලන්න අවුරුදු ගාණක් ගිහිල්ලා I watched this when I was a kid but ඒවා තාමත් මතකේ තියෙනවා memory එකේ තියෙනවා that was how good quality programs they were දැන් තියෙන මෙහෙම නෙමෙයිනේ like ඒ වෙලේ පොඩි fun එකක් fun එකකුත් නෙමෙයි actually මට නම් ඒවා cringe වෙන්නේ නැතුව බලන්න තමයි but like anyhow so I remember like before අවුරුදු ඒගොල්ලන් රබන් එහෙම බලනවා අර මොනවාද පොඩ රත් කරලා membrane එක ඒවා fine tune කරලා ඒවා මෙහෙම ලෑස්ති කරනවා මොකද අවුරුදු දවසේ රබන් ගහන්න අවුරුදු දවසේ ඔක්කොම ladies ටික වටේ ඉඳගෙන රබන් ගහනවා and they like අවුරුදු මේ මොනවාද ඒවට කියන්නේ one second okay රබන් පද so රබාන ගහන ගමන් they say රබන් පද right so ඒ වගේ right so oh my god Lamaya, please excuse me for 2 minutes. My chair actually broke and I need to fix it. Lama, I'm sorry. My chair broke. I almost fell down, but yantamai konda veruna. But can you all hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I'm so embarrassed. I hope you're not laughing at me.
Are you fine now, teacher?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. The chair was a little old, so it broke down completely. Anyways, okay. Percussion instruments is that, right? Then wind instruments. Wind instruments means you are going to vibrate an air column. Like for an example, if you take a flute or a recorder or like a trumpet, like when you're playing it, when you're closing all these holes, what you're doing is you're going to change the length of the air column, right? So, and you when you blow, that means the air column is vibrating, right? So here the frequency depends on the length of the air column. Harida. So I have some questions. Go my chat box again. 1 second. Let's see what questions do we have. Yes. පොඩි කාලා අපි කරන්නේ that is good. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔය මේ පොඩි කප් එකක් අරගෙන ඒකට balloon membrane එකක් set කරලා then you can just පොඩි මෙහෙම කරාම it vibrates and gives a sound. So that's a good example. Then another question. Examples for percussion instruments with metal rods. Metal rods were the percussion instruments. Have you seen the glockenspaniel? දැකලා තියෙනවද කවුරු හරි? ගොඩක් ඇත්තටම bands වල නම් තියෙනවා මං හිතන්නේ. But that is an example of a percussion instrument where they use a metal rod. Then metal plates වලට තව ගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට මේ අර what do you call it, cymbal අර මෙහෙම ගන්න ටං ගාලා නැත්තම් අර චුටි කාලා තාලම්පට කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Do you all know this? Do you all know the cymbal and the thaalampata? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So those are metal plates. Again, it's a percussion instrument, right? So those are some examples. නැත්තම් අර තව තියෙනවා metal bars වල celestra කියලා තියෙනවා. Then there were some other ones. ඊළඟට ආයි metal plates වලට you can take the triangle. අර මේ මොකක්ද western band එකේ ගහන්නේ triangle එක. So triangle එක you can take. So those are some examples. Okay. Hari, we can wrap up this lesson, no? Any questions that you all have? Okay. So all good, right? No questions, no? Shall we move on to the exercises of waves? අපි එක exercise එකක් කරලා ඊට පස්සේ මේ යමු අපේ quiz එකට, right? Okay. I think I covered all the questions in the chat box also. There are more. What type of question is asked from first ionization energy? First ionization energy. එකෙන් අහනවා. You need to know what is first ionization energy first of all. In the periodic table, we learned two different properties. එකක් first ionization energy. The other one is electronegativity. So you need to know what it means. What is the difference between those two and what they mean. And then තව අහන්න පුළුවන් first ionization energy වලින් which element has the highest first ionization energy and which element has the lowest first ionization energy. That is another one. And also you need to know the pattern. අර මෙහෙම pattern එකක් නේ තියෙන්නේ. First element එකේ ඊට second එක වැඩි, third එක චුට්ටක් අඩුයි, fourth, fifth, then sixth එක චුට්ටක් අඩුයි, 7, 8. That pattern you need to know because in past papers, they have given a part of that pattern and they ask you to complete the rest of the pattern. Right? So that also is a type of a question that they could ask from first ionization energy, but that's about it. මොකක්ද first ionization energy? First ionization energy වල pattern එකයි, and also which element has the highest first ionization energy in the periodic table and which one has the lowest first ionization energy. That is enough. That's okay, Tinura? There's another question that you have asked, no? Because of microplastics, is it a water bottle like you mean? Water bottle like yes, microplastics තමයි ඉතින් mainly ma. It's not just the microplastics තමයි. There are so many chemical compounds that are released from plastic. Like there's a chemical called BPA. Then there are other chemicals, different types, and also then ඕගලන් කරන එකක් තමයි කඩෙන් වතුර බෝතල අරගෙන ඕගලන් වතුර බෝතලේ frequently දැන් හිතන්න you just take a normal buy a water bottle and then you keep using that water bottle a few times. That's not good because most of these water bottles are single use plastics. Single-use plastics are meant for single use only. Right? එතකොට ටිකක් ගියා මොකද හිතන බෝතලේ හීරනවා ඊපස්සේ බෝතලේ එක පොඩි because that's like not very good quality plastic, right? එක pores හැදෙනවා ඒ pores වල scratches වල bacteria grow වෙනවා. So that's not good to use. And also like another problem with plastic bottles is that Sri Lanka is a hot country, right? So එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් හැමලෙම රස්නේනේ. රස්න වෙලාවට plastic bottles අවුවේ අවුව වැදෙන තැනක තිබ්බත් රස්නේ වැඩි වෙනකොට තවත් එක chemical compounds release වෙනවා එකේ. So when you have your water inside the plastic bottle, all these chemical compounds get mixed with the water and it will enter your system. And yes, of course, microplastics. Microplastics is a big issue. And ඒගොල්ලන් systems දිගේ යනවා වතුර වලින් හැමතැනම එනවා microplastics, right? So that is just one. In addition to microplastics, there are so many other chemical compounds in plastics. අද හොඳ plastic එකක් තියෙනවා හැබැයි, yeah? හරි. Give me a second. Go to your textbook, ළමයි. What's the time? 8:15. Go to the exercise of waves. We did one or two questions from this exercise, no? Can you all quickly tell me which questions we did? Quickly check and tell me which questions from waves did we do from the miscellaneous exercise.
Teacher, second one.
Only the second one?
Yes.
Okay, the chat box also I got yes. Okay, thank you. Second one කියලා කියන්නේ අර table එක තියෙන එකනේ. All right. I want you all to do sixth එක ඕනේ නැහැ. I want you all to do fourth and fifth. Yes, do fourth and fifth. Let me share the whiteboard and I will put this question on the whiteboard as well. My questions are given. We are going to do the quiz. So let's first finish the questions. I have shared the whiteboard. And if you all don't have the textbook with you at the moment, I will put the question in the textbook to the whiteboard also. දෙක ටක් ගාලා ඉවර කරන්න. Lama, let me know when you're done, na? Some of you are done. I'll give you 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Wrap up fast.
Tisha, after discussing, you will keep the quiz or
Right after this, we are going to do the quiz. Yes.
so like today we are going to only have the quiz, right? Not starting with the sixth.
We're not starting the 6th lesson. We are starting the 7th lesson. Because I didn't send the
Okay,
print out of the 6th lesson, we'll start the 7th lesson. 7th lesson is anyways a short lesson. We can quickly finish it. And next week, we'll do the 6th lesson.
Tisha, will the quiz be like in the Google Forms? Like we have to choose
No, it's
options.
going to be a Zoom quiz.
No, like
Before the quiz, I'll give you some instructions on how to do the quiz. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes. Quickly finish the question. Okay, Lamai. Done, no? Shall we discuss? Give me a thumbs up if you have finished. Others? All right. So let's discuss. The figure below shows a segment of a string along which a transverse wave is propagating. What physical quantity of a wave is the distance between the points D and E equal to? What did you write for that? D and E. What physical quantity of a wave is the distance between the points D and E equal to? D and E කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ distance එක. They are 2 points which are at the same type of a movement, right? දෙන්නම නේ එකම විදිහේ movement එකක ඉන්න එක ළඟ දෙන්නේ. So that is wavelength. Yes, wavelength. You have to write wavelength, huh? The same distance above is shown by the distance between two other points in the figure. What are these 2 points? A to C, correct. A to C. A to C also shows wavelength, so that is correct. All right. A to C. There are many musical instruments in the music room of your school. Name 2 string instruments. What did you write? Violin, guitar, viola. Sorry, Ashwita.
No, I told guitar,
Guitar,
sitar.
sitar, yes. Some schools have sitar, yes. 2 percussion instruments. Drums, tabla, cymbal, triangle. Okay, good. Yak barrier side drum. Okay. 2 wind instruments. Flute, recorder, trumpet. Okay. Write down 2 factors on which the frequency of sound generated by a string instrument. So string instrument frequency you can write length of the string that is vibrating. Length of the string length of the string that is vibrating. Then we can write mass of a unit length. Then we can write tension of the string. Yes, so those are correct. So A tune moakari dekak liwana hari. Then write down 2 factors on which the frequency of the sound generated by a wind instrument. So wind instrument එක අපේ note එකේ තිබේ එකයිනේ length of the air column. So ඒකට තව එකක් ලියා ගන්න. Cross section of the air column, the thickness of the air column, right? That also determines the frequency. Then 2 factors on which the frequency of the sound generated by a percussion instrument depend on. Tension of the membrane, right? Then what else? Tension of the membrane. What did you all write? Area of the membrane or the metal plate or rod or whatever. Yes. Okay. Are you all ready for the quiz now, Mike? Give me a thumbs up if you all are ready. Others? Yashoda, Vihan, Savinu, Metna. Savinu, Yashoda, Vihan. Are you all there? Yashoda, are you there? And Vihan, are you there? Okay. What about Yashoda? Yashoda, can you hear me? All right. Okay, great. දැන් මුලින්ම මම instructions ටික දෙන්නම්. ඔයගලන් බලන්න මම එක්කෝ for some of you, right? මොකද මම මේක grade 10 class එකේ කරා for the first time. For some of you, when I'm launching the call or the quiz, කෙලින්ම ඔයගලන්ගේ screen එකේ quiz එක එනවා. එතකොට questions එකට answer කරගෙන යන්න තියෙනවා. But some other times එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන් යන්න ඕනේ පල්ලෙහා ඔයගලන්ගේ icon එකක් තියනවාද නිකම් මෙහෙම graphs වගේ. මෙහෙම graphs 3ක් තියෙන. මෙහෙම icon එකක් තියනවාද called polls and quizzes. You all have it.
No, teacher.
You don't have such an icon? Others? More කියලා එකක් බැලුවම more කියන එක නැද්ද? Click on more and you can go to other options as well.
No, inside more also, there is no symbol like that, teacher.
Okay, then I think එන මම launch කරාම ඔයගලන්ට පේන්නේ නේ. Okay, let's hope so. හරි. There are 15 questions. Some of the questions are just multiple choice. Like you can just pick the right answer. Some other questions are you have to write the answer. like if you have like phone එකෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, computer එකෙන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Anyhow, you have to write, means you have to type the answer. Okay? අපි පොඩක් launch කළා, මම launch කරන්නද? launch කරලා බලමු ඔයගලන්ට පේනවද කොහොමද situation එක කියලා. අනිත් එක තමයි ළමයි always keep your Zoom updated. හරි බලමු. Okay, I will launch it. Okay. Can you all see the poll? Can you all see the quiz? Okay.
Yes,
Pen
teacher.
කට්ටිය okay. Pen කට්ටිය හැමෝම ටග්ග thumbs up දාන්න මට. Tinura can see. Mitni can see. Mitna can see. Miheli, Risindi. Okay. Mayumdi. කාටද පේන්නේ නැත්තේ? Anybody who cannot see? Can see. හරි එහෙනම් කරන් යන්න. කාට හරි පේන්නේ නැත්නම් මට කියන්න. Others quickly do. I can see how you are completing the quiz. And you will get exactly 15 minutes. I know some of these questions you have to write answers, but 15 minutes is more than enough. Some are questions only 1 minute. Okay, make it fast. Good luck. ළමයි keep your connection a little stable නා මොකද මම දන්නේ නැහැ ඔයගොල්ලන් disconnect වෙලා ආවම කරපු questions ටික තියෙනවද කියලා. So be mindful of that. Okay.
Isha,
Yes, Ashita.
excuse me.
Yes, Ashita.
Teacher, can I get the meaning of utilize?
Utilize means using.
Okay.
Okay. Lama, 6 minutes have passed. Khudbara to honestly karan, okay? I'm expecting you all to be honest. I told you last week also. Take this as an opportunity to study. So I hope you studied and came. May study karin na tas pulang vidhari karan, right? Lama, you have 5 to 6 more minutes, huh? I hope everybody is doing, huh? If you have any problems, you can let me know. Questions and answers are nippa, but if you have any technical issues, let me know. What do you mean that goes? Ninth question ko yata monada than ninth question again because these questions are jumbled. But just put an answer.
It's about the photosynthesis.
Yes, but the question that you have for photosynthesis is that's your ninth question, but others are getting a different question for ninth. It's all jumbled. When you pass a question, can you go back to the previous question?
Yes, teacher.
Can, no? Okay. All right, okay. Okay, one person has finished the quiz. Two have finished the quiz. There are 11 of you, no? Five have finished the quiz. Okay, good. Six more to finish, huh? Okay, Lamai, only 2 more minutes. I'm going to end the quiz, huh? Because the 50 minutes have passed now. එහෙනම් අනිකට ටටගා සබ්මිට් කරන්න කරලා තියෙන හරි නැති ටික හරි මොන හරි සබ්මිට් කරලා දාන්න. Cause 2 minutes වලින් මම end කරද්දී ඔයගොල්ලන් සබ්මිට් කරේ නැත්නම් කරපු ටිකක් නැති වෙනවා. I will be marking your marks as 0 if I have not gotten any submissions.
Teacher, can you give 2 more minutes?
Yes, I'll give 2 more minutes. Make it really fast. There are 5 of you who have not submitted yet. Make it fast. Make it fast. You have like 1.5 more minutes. අන්තිමට submit කියලා එකක් එන්නේ නැද්ද? 7 of you have submitted. At the end, there's something called submit. Are you sure?
In the last question only we are getting like submitted.
Yes.
Submit.
Submit, no? Risim, did you finish all the 15 questions?
Teacher, if we didn't write answer for even one question, it is like showing write any answer. Then only it can be submitted.
Yes. For all the questions, you have to write something. මුකුත් නැත්නම් ලකුණු ටිකක් හරි type කරන්න. මොකද all answers are required answers. හරි තව එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා submit කරනවා I'm ending the quiz, huh? So whoever has not submitted මොකක් හරි දාලා submit කරන්න. Make it fast. There's one of you who have not submitted their answers yet. Okay, great. හරි. බලමු කොහොමද ඔයගොල්ලන් දාලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. හ්ම්. What is the gas utilized in photosynthesis? කවුද මේ carbon monoxide දාලා තියෙන්නේ? Carbon monoxide we didn't even learn in photosynthesis. Oxygen දාලා තියෙන්නේ ඇයි? Oxygen කියන්නේ produce වෙන එකක්, use වෙන එකක් නෙමෙයි. Use වෙන්නේ carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide දාපු එක නම් very unacceptable නා. හරි ප්‍රශ්න කියවලා නෙමෙයි උත්තර දීලා තියෙන්නේ. හරි. Let's move on to 7th lesson ලියන්න. Your results I will share later. I will check each of your answers separately and I will share them later. Hari, put the topic acids, bases and salts. සමහරගේ answers නම් පාඩම් කරලා නැහැ. Some answers are good, some are okay. බලමු. මම දැන් මේ නිකන් at a glance විතරයි මම කිව්වේ. I will check properly, yeah? And we'll see. Okay, put the topic acids, bases and salts. Good job. So this is how our future quizzes are going to be. Every month there will be at least one or two quizzes හැම මාසෙම කරන්න තමයි මම හිතන් ඉන්නේ. හරි. Acids, bases and salts is lamai our 7th lesson, right? So since we don't have the note for the 6th lesson, we'll start the 7th lesson, but we'll finish it fast. Put a subtopic acids. Put a subtopic acids. Okay. Now, lamai, acid is something that when you put into water, it always the liyan pump kutta topic එක ලියවනේ. Now put your pen down and listen. Acid is something that when you put it into water, it releases H plus ions. For an example, if you take HCl, right? HCl is an acid. Then බලන්න HCl මම water වල දාලා තියෙන. Whenever you put AQ, මෙහෙම AQ දානවා කියන්නේ what is the meaning of AQ? What is the meaning of AQ? Alamai, what is the meaning of AQ? Aqueous. Aqueous means dissolved in water. Aqueous means you are mixing it in water, dissolving it in water. So HCl, when you dissolve it in water, what happens is that in water, it will break down to its ions. There is H plus ions and there are Cl minus ions. That means HCl has released H plus ions to the aqueous medium or in water. That means HCl is an acid. If you take another example, H2SO4, again AQ, that means you're putting it to water. H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. When you put to water, it breaks down like this. 2H plus sulfate, AQ. Then another acid is nitric acid, HNO3. Again, you're going to put this to water. In water, it breaks down to its ions again. H plus plus NO3 minus AQ. So, Balanda, here H plus ions are released. Here H plus ions are released. Here H plus ions are released. So, anything when you put to water, if it releases H plus ions, we said it's an acid. So, do you understand that all three of these are acids? Is it clear, Lamai? Okay. Then, බලන්න මේ arrow එකේ meaning එක ළමයි, when you put HCl to water, HCl completely breaks down to the ions H plus and Cl minus. දාන HCl ඔක්කොම ටික ions වලට කැඩෙනවා. Then, in the medium, there won't be any HCl. HCl දාන ඔක්කොම ටික ions වල H plus and Cl minus වලට කැඩෙනවනේ. ඒතර HCl කියලා කට්ටිය මේ medium එකේ නැහැ. ඔක්කොම ඉන්නේ H plus and Cl minus විතරයි. Same with H2SO4. When you put H2SO4 into water, all the H2SO4 will be broken down to H plus and SO4 2 minus. එතකොට මේ medium එකේ H2SO4 කියලා කෙනෙක් නැහැ, because all of those will be broken down to ions. Same with nitric. Okay? But there are also acids like this. Yeah, मैंने මෙහෙම අපි ලියනවා. Partial arrows. See, this also releases H plus ions in the aqueous medium. බලන්න මෙයාත් H plus ions release කරලා තියෙනවා. That means it is also an acid. But what does this arrow mean? This arrow means this is partially breaking down. Again, when you put CH3COOH, this is actually called acetic acid. Vinegar වල එහෙම තියෙන්නේ. Water වල දැම්මම acetic acid වලින් කොටසක් will be broken down to the ions. But some of the acetic acid will stay as CH3COOH without breaking to ions. But if you put HCl, all HCl will be broken down to ions. If you put H2SO4, all H2SO4 will be broken down to ions. But CH3COOH damut okkoma kadenne. Some of the CH3COOH will be broken down to ions. But some CH3COOH will remain as they are. Is that clear, Lamai? Give me a thumbs up. If let's take H plus is hydrogen, yes, hydrogen ions. H plus means hydrogen ions, yes. Let's take another example. H2CO3. This we call carbonic acid. මෙයා තමයි ළමයි ගොඩක් ඔය frizzy drinks වල ඉන්නේ cream soda, EGB, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, नेक्टो पोटेलो ये हमें क्या फ्रिजी गाती थी ना because of H2CO3 मैं आते हैं मैं partially तो मैं क्या दें releasing H plus ions which are hydrogen ions heterogeneous homogeneous का तावक नहीं they are all actually homogeneous because they dissolve in water water दिए हुए ना but ions क्या देने को decide dissolving in water and breaking down to ions are two different things. Okay. So CO3 2 minus AQ. See, this also releases H plus ions. So this is an acid, but partially academia, right? So these are some different examples of acids. Okay. Methylamine, these acids, the acids that are completely broken down, we call them strong acids. Acids that are partially broken down, we call them weak acids. Okay, so this is a good question. Don't these partial arrows also represent reversible reactions? Methanat reversible vageta. Again, mehmahita partial arrows always mean reversible tama. Ekane CH3COOH will be broken down to ions. Eatre samhara ions I am at CH3COH hadano. So at some point there will be a balance. So at a certain point, if you take, there will be CH3COOH as well. And some of that CH3COOH will have been broken down to the ions. So yes, partial arrows means they are reversible reactions. But reverse where we back and forth, there will be ions, there will also be CH3COOH always. Okay. So these are strong acids, these are weak acids. All right. If you have any other questions, please do ask. If not, we'll start writing. We put acids, right? Up acids kira them money. Give me a second. Yana. Matakam Liana. Mama, it's raining here a little. So in case my line breaks down, please let me know. You can't zoom the more? You should be able to, no? Access the Lathian. I will zoom a little, huh? So in weak acids, there's another example called phosphoric acid, but you don't need to know how that breaks down. Same thing, I think. ඔන්න අපේ එකත් ලියමුකෝ මෙහෙම. Weak acids break down යන විදිය ලොකුවට ඔයගොල්ලන් දැනගන්න ඕනේ නෑ. But strong acid you must know. අපි acids උයි acids ඉවර කරමු අද අනිවාර්යෙන්. bases පුළුවන් නම් චුට්ටක් කරමු. Okay, quickly write. Done writing, Lamai? Anybody who needs more time? Okay. 1 minute, huh? 1 more minute. Quickly write. 1 more minute. Okay, Lamai, I think that's enough time. There's a question. No, it's still H plus. H never forms H minus. H Hamvelum had an H plus. By releasing an electron, it always forms H plus. Okay. In weak acids also, since it's an acid. Acid nang weak or strong, it's always H plus. Okay. Right. Now let's talk about properties of acids. First of all, let's write the properties real fast and then let's talk about each of them separately. Put a subtopic, properties of acids. අපි ලියමු ලිව්වට පස්සේ no, let's finish at 9:30. Let's write. After writing, let's discuss. මාත් එක්කම ලියන්න. Lamai, I will be keeping my camera off for a bit because I keep sneezing, but I will quickly switch it on. එතක ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක ලියන්න. මාත් එක්කම ලියන්න. ළමයි properties එක ලියාගන්න. We will discuss this the next day. Next day අපි මේ lesson එක ඉවර කරලා අපි 6th lesson එකක් start කරනවා. Okay? First quickly write this. Done, ළමයි? Give me a thumbs up if all of you have finished. Excuse me for my voice. All right. Okay. Then our next class will be on 9th of May. ඔගලන්ට මම දුන්න හැනේ දර ඩිමොන්ස්ට්‍රේෂන් එක LMS එකේ. හරිනම් අද ඉඳන් LMS එක යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගලන්ට. මම චුට්ටක් එක ටෙක්නිකල් ටීම් එකත් එක්ක කතා කරලා මේ I will send you like a short video of how to do that. So next week onwards, I will not be sending you the link in the group. Only a reminder, right? Link එක ඔයගලන්ට personally එනවා. So you can log into the LMS and access, right? ඒකට මම පොඩි demonstration නිකන් පොඩි short video එකක් ඔයගලන්ට එවන්නම්. And also I will ask Miss Divya to share with you all your login details. Everybody has your own username